So I fought a sumo wrestler, and yeah, I would say that went about as well as people told me it would go. Oh, oh, sweet Jesus! Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the streams. Um, I will address the eye patch in a little bit. Two things I want to mention up front around it. Number one, I understand how fucking silly this is, and number two, no, it is not a bit as much as it absolutely, unquestionably seems like a bit. Um, yeah, I'll talk about it in a little bit. I'll talk about it in a little bit. Um, but yeah, I guess to get us started off right here. Good morning, gamers. Welcome back to the Demon Zone. How we all doing? Lost to another shot. Nice bit. God damn it. Um, you rock it. You're living. Thank you. Thank you. Why does crazy stuff always happen to you in Japan? Chess boxer, cheese boxer, chess boxer, rebel. Okay, guys, I'm working off one arm here or one eye here, and so some of the readouts might not be completely accurate, but yeah, we'll get to it. So, did that sumo wrestler was told by a little girl tap you out, defeat you at sumo? No. Um, John Giant Bomb wanted to ask why it's so funny that gay burn was in a video game. I don't even know how to start with that one, but that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Um, uh, I can't believe it. Yakuza actually attacked you for ranking Uma Musume low. Alternative joke. Um, Accurate things happen when you meet Saya Kamitani. Yeah, okay. Look, I'm gonna wait till a few more people get in here, and I'll tell the full sordid story of why we're wearing an eye patch. I just want you all to know that I am more displeased with this than anyone. There is something just abjectly, cosmically ridiculous about the fact that I have to wear this. But yeah, look, we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, Thank you for the subscriptions, everyone. We will get to it. Got any new anime figures during your trip? Oh fuck, did I? Jesus, I got a bunch of shit. I'll show you one of my favorites. Give me one sec. Oh, it's so hard to walk around without depth perception. So check out this thing. This is trying to get it in focus there. Can't see it super well because of the light. This was a little bit expensive, but it's Bulma and Goku from the hit manga the Dragon Ball, and it's I've always loved this illustration, and I just love how Akira Toriyama does vehicle design. I'm not really like a vehicle guy for the most part, but I really love like the roundy kind of cute way that Toriyama draws vehicles, and I just thought this was so fucking sick, and I bought it, and I love it, and I now have a Dragon Ball shelf. I'm gonna put this back because of my penchant to destroy nice things. So give me one sec. I got a bunch of other cool bullshit as well. But yeah, look, at some point, This room is approaching the stage where I think I'm just gonna have to do a studio tour, which I'm really excited about, because I think that'll be a really fun video. But yeah, I'm really, really, really happy with it. Um, Super eye patch, wolf eye patch. Okay, so not only do I have to wear an eye patch, right? Earlier in the week, I lost my voice, but it wasn't like I swear to God, whatever way there was like something happening with my throat, and I genuinely sounded like a Rick and Morty character. Like I'd talk and I'd be like, "Hey Michelle, do you want to get pizza tonight? Do you want to get pizza?" And like that's how I sounded. I don't think our marriage has ever been tested quite so much, and Michelle likes Rick and Morty, so yeah. Um, uh, uh, uh. But yeah, I'm back from my trip to Japan. That was a fucking amazing trip. I feel maybe not physically or mentally refreshed because it was just like full on the entire time, but spiritually, emotionally, just an incredible fucking trip. Oh my god, I loved it so much. I met so many cool people. I got to do so much cool shit. A lot of weird stories out of it, which I'm sure that I'll be telling you all for the next couple of years. But yeah, no, it was really really awesome. Got to spend a bunch of time with a bunch of homies. I got to hang out with Rebecca, Sudden Mango. Got to see my friends Dee and Louise. I saw Connor, Sea Dog. Me and Sea Dog went. We basically spent the night drinking in Golden Guy, which was fucking just so cool. So if you're not familiar, Golden Guy is like this collection of bars, and every bar is like at most maybe like a 7 foot by 7 foot space. Like it's tiny. Three or four people sit in like each bar at a time, and you just go from bar to bar and drink. And I just had like the best fucking night with Connor. Just both of us hanging out and like chatting to different people. At one point, we're in one of the bars and it was near midnight. And Connor was like, "Yeah, I think one of the FromSoft guys is going to come in here. He usually comes in here about midnight." And the next thing, door opens up, and the coolest fucking dude I have ever seen. Like he looked so sick. He just comes in and he sits down, and yeah, he's just an artist on like Elden Ring and shit. And it was, oh my god, it was so good. Also had a utterly delightful dinner with Garant and Sid, who are just such a couple of fucking sweethearts, and just the best time, just really really good. Um, Low accurate eye patch wolf. Um, Sounds like a mini bar convention. Yeah, no, it really was. And like just all like we went to a manga bar, then we went to a like weird kind of new age bar, then we went to just what I could only describe as a very sparkly bar. Um Excited you had a good time. Going to be going to Japan a week, staying a block away from the Golden Guy. So excited. Oh yeah, be sure. Be sure to check it there. But yeah, honestly, like favorite thing about this about the trip was just probably that like I just got to meet like a lot of really sweet and lovely Japanese people, and just like talking to them and hanging out with them and stuff was just the best. I got talking to this bartender one night. I went down for a drink in the hotel bar that I was at, and I just got talking to this guy, and like no surprise, he's like a huge anime fan, and we're chatting away, and like I'm kind of like asking him about all the big ones, and he's like asking me what my favorite film like anime films are. And I start saying, "Oh, I love Perfect Blue," right? And he tells me something I never knew before, but it makes sense in hindsight. He tells me that Perfect Blue is actually a really niche film in Japan, and that it's only really famous overseas, because I think like in the West it's one of the goats, right? It is like I don't think you can even say that Perfect Blue is respected as one of the best animated films of all time. I think it's genuinely just respected as one of the best films ever made, right? And he was telling me that in Japan it's kind of more like it's kind of more like this obscure piece of a famous filmmaker's back catalog. So like Paprika is way bigger in Japan than Perfect Blue is. And I was thinking about it and like, yeah, how many neat pieces of Perfect Blue merch do you ever actually see? Like in America, yeah, you get stuff, but like there's not a lot of Perfect Blue figures. There's no real spin-offs in terms of manga or posters or like any of that stuff. It's like you don't really see a lot of Perfect Blue coming out of Japan, and it doesn't really carry like the same cultural cachet as like a lot of a lot of other like Ghost in the Shell or Akira or anything like that, which is just really really interesting to think. Yeah, I was going to say it sounds like it's treated more like an art film from Japan. Azarian One, yeah, totally, totally. Um, so is the eye patch a bit, or did you actually hurt yourself? I will address the eye patch in a little bit. It is not a bit. I am not. I'm not pulling some shit here. I will talk about it in a little bit. Um. mm, 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 mm. Just got here. We finally doing John's pirate stream. John, how are we feeling about the latest Chainsaw Man chapter? I am not up on Chainsaw Man. I don't really keep up with any manga. I read them all in big bursts. I don't really like me reading manga week to week. But I know that Chainsaw Man is ending soon, which is fucking insane. My feeling on part two is that it's very messy, but the good parts are really good. But at this point, I'm so behind. Like I'm at least 30 chapters behind, I'd say, and so I can't say anything about where I think it's at or like whether I think its ending is a good thing. I'm hearing it feels abrupt, but I feel like that a lot. Um, I guess put it this way, guys. How often does a manga end, does a shonen manga end, and everyone's like, great, it's the perfect time for it to end. This is a wonderful thing. There's no problems here. It never happens. It never ever happens because shonen manga are designed not to end. Like it's just not something you can do. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, give me one sec here, chat. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I like Undead Unluck's ending. That one was really great. Still sour about Game of Thrones to this day. Um, what was it like being in a country where you were average height? Foolish mortals. I was not in a country where I was average height. I was in a country where I was above average height. The average height for a male in Japan is 5'6". I tower at 5'8". I was a monster. I was terrifying over there. Women and children would run in my wake. So impactful was my mere presence on the streets of Tokyo. Um, I thought you were just calling us foolish mortals. I mean, 5'7.5". No, no, god damn it, no. I'm 5'8". 5'7.5" was a measurement given to me by a swindleless measurer. Okay, I'm not fucking no. It's 5'8". You look like Deadshot from Aragon. um. Gotta read Physical Chainsaw Man because John explained how excellent turning pages is and double pages artworks. Uh, 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 yeah. I mean, like, I think you can still read a manga that scrolls and know the feeling of a page turn. Like, I think you can still do that. And I wouldn't say it's as critical in Chainsaw Man as it is for like Junji Ito. Junji Ito doesn't quite hit the same when you're scrolling, but I think Chainsaw Man's all right. Um, Average global male height is 5'7", meaning I am above average. I'm tall, okay? Tall, damn it. So what you're saying is I, a 6'3" man, would be confused with Godzilla. Doolittle the Great. I think honestly, what would happen, Doolittle is, or Doolite the Great, is people would ask to take photos with you. Um, I think that is a shockingly massive height in Japan. Uh, 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 uh. John, you would love Alien Headbutt. It's a new shonen manga, and it's about wrestling fighting off an alien invasion. Really? Okay, hang on, hang on. Alien Headbutt. Let's check out the art here. Let's move you over here. Oh, I like the artwork. Yeah, this looks interesting. Okay, noted. I want to read what's it called? Fucking Tower Journey or something like that first. Oh wait, is this by the? Who's this by? Uh, uh, Okay, I have not read any of his previous stuff, but yeah, no, it looks cool. Noted. Um, John, do you speak Japanese? I speak no Japanese, but I have a couple of words, and I find that if you say those words at the right time with enough enthusiasm, the Japanese people are very appreciative of it. So, when I was there, I would say "gomendasai" a lot, which is like "I'm sorry." But what a friend eventually told me is that "gomendasai" is like "I am so sorry. I am like it's a really severe form of apology." And so I was basically like walking through like different shops and like through the different corridors and by different people and just being like, "I am so sorry. So sorry." But and so what I eventually replaced that with was "sumemasen," which is like a more polite apology for people. And so that I thought that worked out pretty good. Um, I would occasionally throw in a little like "oh, sugoi," and the people of Japan seem to appreciate that. And if I was really impressed by like a piece of cooking or something, I'd go "subarashi," which means like this was created with great skill or something to that effect. And people really seem to like that. I got on really well with like the Japanese people. Although sometimes whatever happened in my brain, konnichiwa and arigato would get mixed up. And so sometimes someone would like hand me a cup of coffee and I would look them dead in their fucking eye and I would go, "hello," because I'd say konnichiwa instead of arigato. Um, and it was funny. A lot of Japanese people kind of stopped me and they were like, "Wow, your pronunciation is so good." And they would think that I speak Japanese. And I think the reason for that is because I've watched so much fucking anime that I know how to do the pronunciation all right. I just don't know anything else. So I was walking through this clothing store once, and a guy greeted me, and I said "konnichiwa," and he just in English he just says, "Your pronunciation is so good. Do you speak Japanese?" And I just go, "No, konnichiwa, 100%." And he laughed so hard at that, and that was like really that was fun. Um, yeah, but it was such a fun trip. I think it really kind of like opened my mind to like I can't think of a less corny way to say this. The joys of language. Like, just communicating with different people, and like, some of them had really good English and then some of them had none, but like we still kind of, you still kind of make it work. Okay, look, a video just went out on regular Eye Patch Wolf last night about how weird encounter I had with a massage thing. That video, you can watch it if you want. Maybe it's kind of one of those ones I sort of told the story offhandedly, not thinking the tens of thousands of people would watch it, and now they have, and that's something that I have to think about. I also got a massage in Japan because it helps with jet lag, and the masseuse kind of spoke pretty decent English. Like, we were able to have like a conversation, and we're talking back and forth, and like she speaks really, really good English. There's the odd sentence she says where like I can't really understand what she's getting at. But after a while, she drops this sentence, and I'm not saying this in ridicule. I'm saying this because I think there's something really like beautiful that happens when non-native speakers attempt to convey something that is not like their language. And I still don't know what she meant by this sentence, but I treasure it so dearly. She goes, "Sometimes Japanese Mickey Mouse attacks me." And I'm kind of just lying there, and I'm like, oh yeah? That sucks. And I still don't know what she meant by it. Like, was that a cry for help? Should I have helped her like defeat this rogue Disney character that is tormenting her? But it was fucking brilliant. She was actually one of the coolest people I met. She was actually a huge Sumo fan, and we started talking about Sumo, which was really, really fun. Sounds like she's in a creepypasta from a loose ghost. Um, you need to destroy Japanese Mickey. Hey, look, I'll fight Japanese Mickey. So yeah, guys, listen, eye patch. So I want to confirm how cosmically hilarious this is. I've always had this like long-term fear where if ever I have to wear an eye patch, it's going to be ridiculous. Okay? Like, that's just going to be too fucking silly. And so yeah, it's like this. Last year, it was right after the Shenmue stream, right? I was out for dinner with Michelle, and we're kind of just hanging out, and basically all of a sudden, like, I can't see out of my left eye. I just, the left side of the restaurant has like disappeared, and I don't really know what's happening, and it's not sore and it's not uncomfortable, but I cannot see properly out of my left eye. I can see like a little bit in front of me, and I can see a little, but like my peripheral vision is gone. Like I just can't see. And I'm at the time I'm thinking like it's eye strain. At the time I'm thinking like, okay, this is really fucking weird. But it's probably that I have been like staring at screens too much, and it's probably that like, I've been working a lot, I've been doing a lot of different things, I'm pretty run down. And so I'm just expecting, okay, I'll get to the Christmas break, and over the course of the Christmas break, I'll rest, I'll sleep a lot, and I'll recover, and my eye will just go back to being normal. And so I get to the Christmas break, and I rest a lot, and I sleep a lot, and I feel a lot better in a lot of different ways. But I by the end of Christmas break, my vision's like not any better in the left eye. Some days are better than others. It's kind of up and down. Some days it's nearly normal, and some days like I cannot see out of it at all. And so I'm kind of wondering what to do about this because like it's not getting better and it's not going away. By the way, my voice is still a little gone, so if it sounds like I'm about to cry or like I'm cracking up, I'm not that upset. I just my voice is a little raspy today. I promise that's it. But so then anyway, there's one day I go to a con and actually meet friend of the channel, RT Games there. We have a really, really nice time. This was a mega con in Dublin. And I'm walking around the con and like it's hitting me how like I just cannot fucking see out of my left eye. Like all these people are kind of passing by in my periphery, and I think one or two of them are even like eye patch wolf, and I can't even see them, you know. And so I'm like, okay, this is bad. I need to get this checked out. And so I go to an eye specialist, and I get a bunch of different exams on my eye, and they tell me two things. Number one, yeah, the vision in my left eye has like seriously deteriorated, and number two, the problem isn't with the eyeball itself. There's no there's nothing actually physically wrong with the eyeball. It hasn't like degraded. It's not like infected or damaged or anything. And what that means is that um the problem isn't with the eye. And so I'm telling you guys this because like I think it's really important to be like just completely transparent about stuff, and it's like not anything to worry about because like we don't have enough information to go on. But basically now I'm going for we've got a bunch of different brain like scans and tests done, and like nothing has turned up. But the next step is that I'm going to be going for an MRI, which is a brain scan. um I am not expecting it to like I just don't believe that there's anything like wrong with my brain, and so it's not anything to get worried about. You know what I mean? Like it's not anything to freak out about. It's just something that I have to do. Um, you can cry, John. So I'm not. I'm genuinely not upset. My voice is just a little raspy. I promise. But yeah, it's make sure you ask for your brain scan pics after so they look cool. Yeah, but yeah, like no, like don't worry about it. Like the MRI, like it's a thing that they do. They're doing it on the brain. They're also doing it like in some of like the back parts of the eye. So it really just is like this giant like cautionary thing. It's not anything serious. And like other than that, like I'm great. And if like my brain was fucked up, it would probably be manifesting in different ways. So yeah, the eye patch is not a bit. I have to wear it on streams because it does get kind of irritated when light is shining directly in it. And the way my stream setup is here, I have like a massive light right here. And if I don't wear it, it's basically like just like going into my eye for like the whole stream, and it's quite uncomfortable. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. Again, like nothing. I don't think it's anything to worry about. It's just what it is. And you know, with medical stuff, I always feel like there's no point freaking out about something until you have something to freak out about. So like, I'm not particularly worried about it. I literally think like some of the fucking mechanics in the back of my eye are probably a little shot or something, and that's it. Um. So yeah, I appreciate people's comments, but please don't worry. Um, Def, do whatever you need to feel better while you stream, but you really should get an eye patch that says juicy. and bedazzled on it. Thank you, Abyssal Jaguar. I appreciate that. Um, and your other eye is perfectly fine. My other eye is like 2020. The other eye is no problem at all. Um, Missed the opportunity to buy a scout. um, Glad you're okay, but didn't you go to the hospital when it first happened? I did not, because I get a lot of injuries and I'm always like, it's fine. And 90% of the time it is. Um, You've manifested your own branding. So that's the other part of it. I don't know how I'm going to convince people this isn't a bit. Like, for fuck's sake, it's like the stupidest ailment I could have gotten. You know, like, it's so cosmically silly that this fucking happened. Because, like, with regular Eye Patch Wolf, like, a lot of the regular Eye Patch Wolf videos, I'm gonna just have to record with this on, you know? And so imagine, like, you have never seen... Imagine you have no idea who I am. Imagine you've never heard of me, you don't know Super Eye Patch Wolf, you don't know Versus Wolves, you don't know any of the lore. And then you one day a video pops up and you're like, oh, you know, a video about the OC, interesting. And you you click on it, and the channel Regular Eye Patch Wolf is some fucking idiot in an eye patch talking. That just is gonna feel like the most try hard shit imaginable. And but I can't like explain it every video, you know. I thought it was a bit. I know but like, it's right, not a bit. The eye patch. Oh. Um. It's too silly. When we told Michelle's mom that I had to wear an eye patch, she was like, "Well, this could be great for your branding," which I think is such a good response. Um, but yeah, the irony is not lost on me. Um, Sorry, a lot of people in chat. Punished Wolf. I mean, that's what it is. Does wearing an eye patch wolf when your name is eye patch wolf count as notions? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Are you going to explain it to Wooly or just let it be a bit for him? You see, I can't really do a bit about it because, like, you know, you start off and it's like goofy eye patch hijinks, but then it also gets to, so I need an MRI, so I need to have my brain scanned. And when you have, I guess, like a personal relationship with someone, I'm actually talking to Wooly tonight after this. I'm going to explain it to him then. But, like, I don't want people to fucking worry about it because I honestly don't think it's anything. First, Leal's chills. Fursuit diagnosis is next. Oh God. Yeah, it's clown life continues. Chat. Clown life continues. Isn't the eye patch on the wrong eye? That's what pisses me off the most. It's my left eye, but the wolf's eye patch is on the right eye, so I can't even fucking cash in on this. You know? It's the wrong eye, so it doesn't even work. To be fair, you pull off the eye patch well. Thank you. That is what I worry about, that I don't look cool, or that I'm one of those people who can't look cool with an eye patch. Because let's be real, everyone. If you can't look cool with an eye patch, you're gone. There is a lack of like fashionable, high quality eye patches out there. I'll say that much. Um, oh, sorry, chat. A lot of people. Mm-mm. So it's not a shitty cosplay. No, no, it's not. From Dan Fiasco. For my birthday, I hope the eye gets better, brother. Uh, Love from Chicago. Oh man, Dan Fiasco. I'm reading a book about Chicago, about the World's Fair where that serial killer was murdering people. I really want to go to Chicago sometimes. Seems rad. Expired 068. Keep an eye out for pre-seizure symptoms. Stay safe. No seizures yet. Was that keep an eye out? Crack about the fact that I have one eye now? I don't think it was. Mirror Miss 1. Mirror yourself in OBS. Okay. Subscription from Mad Man Logic 38. I don't think it was a bit because it would be more likely to be a real thing just because that's comedically the funniest thing that could happen. I know. Clown life continues. Um, as Rebecca puts it, God's still laughing. God, how do I address this on a broad scale? Because I feel like if we clip everything I said into a segment and put the segment on regular Eye Patch Wolf, that's going to be so like alarmist, and I don't want people to freak out about it. You know? I don't know. Yeah, we probably will not do that. Um, why the regular Eye Patch Wolf? Where's the super? Um, so I guess the other thing is that just about people making jokes about the eye patch. I think it's important that we all continue to keep in mind how, again, cosmically fucking ridiculous this situation is. And if we cannot joke about this, then my friends, what can we joke about? You know, that's that. I'm like, yeah, this is insane. This is a ridiculous way for me to end up. But what can one do? Um, oh, what if John was written by Hideo Kojima? Oh, um, John, I was just wondering, did you drop Look Outside, or are you planning to going back in at one point? I will go back to it at one point. Um, this is the worst Eye Patch Wolf cosplay I've ever seen. The eye patch is over the wrong eye. Um, no, wait. Tier list one-eyed anime characters: Spike, Kakashi. That's actually a good idea. Uh, that might be interesting. It's just so funny that it's even the wrong eye. I can't. I know. I know. It just makes me so mad. Um, I'm convinced things like this prove God is real and has a sense of humor. I mean, yeah. Uh, I think you should just say it's a lifestyle change. Oh no, dude. So weird. Weird Koyakis. The more like, the more vague you get about this stuff, the more it makes people just want to know what the fuck is happening. Um, Hog and Dice, full time eye patch wolf, or eye patch wearer here, condoning the jokes. This is indeed very funny. It's just, it's, yeah. Um, if you go sparring, you should take it off halfway through, just like Rock Lee taking off the training weights. So here's the weird thing about fighting, right? I actually have a fight coming up in the summer, and I don't want to talk about my eye because A, I don't want the fight to be cancelled, and B, I don't want my opponent to learn about the eye patch. Because I there's parts of the day like I can take it off during the day. I just have to wear it like during streams or if my eye gets like irritated or whatever. So yeah, I hope whoever I end up fighting isn't watching this right now. I hope it's not one of you. Depth perception, my only weakness. Did you fight a sumo wrestler? Okay, so I find this event and it's on the Sumo Hall in Osaka, right? And for this event, it's basically a showcase for the history of sumo, and then you get to watch some sumo exhibition bouts. And I go to this event, and I go there with this kind of express desire to fight a sumo wrestler. And I know at the end of the event, there's a raffle for people from the audience to get up where they have an opportunity to fight a sumo wrestler in a sumo match. And so I'm at the event, and the time comes for people to like put their name in the hat to sign up for this sumo match. And like 60 people get up. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't know if I'm going to get picked. Like, that's a lot of people. And then I remember that I have John look. And that whenever something strange can happen me, it usually does. And so the raffle begins. And I swear to God, chat, my name is my number is the first one to get pulled out of that hat. And I got to fight a sumo wrestler. And unfortunately, I am contractually bound to tell that story on the next episode of Versus Wolves. They didn't know I was a YouTuber. They had no idea who I was. I just got picked, and I got picked first, and I just looked over at Michelle, and her little fucking face is in her hands, and she's just like, oh, why does this happen? Oh yeah, but no, it was a cool experience. Have you read the Epstein files yet? Not yet. Gonna take me longer now, so probably won't. Um, God's still laughing, indeed. Yes. John's entire life is orchestrated by Nathan Fielder. You told us you can beat a sumo wrestler. I did say that. I sure did say that, didn't I? Um, Actual Yakuza Pro Tag. Sad to hear about your eye. I wish you all the best. I'm sure it'll be fine, guys. I really do think it'll be fine. But yeah. So I've been away for a little while, and a bunch of shit has happened. I don't know. I feel like every time I take a break from streaming, some horrifying world event took place, and it sure was interesting experiencing all that from Japan. Rebecca, who is she was my friend from the Silent Hill stream. She was actually in Japan with us at the same time, and she got her flight back was meant to be going through Abu Dhabi, and her flight was cancelled and she was stranded in Japan. Now, luckily, me and Michelle were there, and we were able to make that situation a little more tolerable. But holy fucking shit, it's such a wild story. We gotta have her back on stream at some point so she can tell it. But yeah, it was crazy. Um, yeah, no, it was a very interesting trip. But yeah, it's been cool, kind of like catching up with some of the news that's been happening. The Xbox shit has been so wild to see unfolding. Like, especially just kind of like just today, Xbox announced that like they are still in still in like the console market, right? Or was that yesterday? Basically, the Xbox, the Xbox Helix is what they're calling their next console thing, and man, it is so strange to watch like that company over the years. I feel like I feel like because I'm so fucking old that I was there for like the original inception of the Xbox and that like thing originally hitting the market. And when the original Xbox came out, the attitude towards it was like, yeah, good fucking luck. You know, you are trying to enter a market that has not even Sega could make it in the console market. Could like um not even Sega could last, and this American company thinks it can enter the console market, which is dominated by Japanese companies, and it thinks it can make any headway at all. And it was like a joke. Like back then, Xbox had like this whole aura around it, like you guys can never fucking do this. Like it's impossible. It is impossible to break into consoles. And it was a weird time, you know? And then I remember my cousin bought an Xbox and I went over and he showed me Ninja Gaiden. And I was like, I had this weird relationship because this was back in the day of the console wars. And you always wanted to believe that your console was the best console, that your console would win. And so I went over and I looked at it with like a PS. I looked at it and like I knew what my PS2 could do. And I was like, oh man, this does look pretty fucking good, doesn't it? He was showing me like Ninja Gaiden and a bunch of other stuff, and like Dead or Alive, which was now an Xbox exclusive, which I was pissed about. Xbox at the time was making all these big swings for like Japanese games, so stuff like Blue Dragon, Dead or Alive, Lost Odyssey. It was trying its best to no, maybe Lost Odyssey was 360. Yeah, no, it definitely was. But it was like Microsoft were making moves to make headway in Japan, and it never seemed to fucking matter. Japan was like this impenetrable wall for Microsoft. But you know that generation went on as it did, and Sony, obviously with the PS2, one of the most massively successful consoles of all times, like just fucking dominated, you know. And I think what happened then, and I feel like I've noticed this happen in every console generation. A console will do really well, get super arrogant, and then make mistakes. So when you had like the PS3 approaching, you had Sony putting out statements like, you know, that console was going to be like, I can't remember, $800 or $900, some like at the time unfathomably large amount of money. And when questioned about the price, Sony were saying things like, oh, maybe gamers should just get two jobs, which was, you know, a choice. And all of a sudden, like, you know, people wanted an alternative. People were getting fed up of Sony, who just felt like they had become so heavy and complacent in what they were doing. And then like you had Nintendo, and like this was the kind of dark age for Nintendo. The GameCube hadn't done that well. It had made some like choices that people weren't really super happy about, like you know, Super Mario Sunshine, people were mixed on that. While Wind Waker like ended up becoming a beloved classic, there was a lot of people who were really pissed about that. People used to call Wind Waker Zelda because they were like, "What is this fucking kiddie bullshit?" You know. And so I think you had all these like people who were like turning into teenagers, and they all wanted to feel like they were playing adult games, and stuff like Wind Waker, for as amazing as that game is, one of my favorite Zeldas, kind of pissing them off. But then alternatively, you had Sony, which was becoming this like obelisk, this just fucking, they felt like they could do whatever they want. They felt like they could do no wrong. And all of a sudden, between Nintendo and Sony, there was this like crack, you know, like there was this opportunity for something else to come in. And that something else was the Xbox 360. And the Xbox 360, to this day, is one of my favorite consoles of all time. If you want to know what like the feeling around the 360 was and why it was successful, I always remember reading a letter in a games magazine, and it said something so like, it said something so weirdly profound about the state of consoles. And it said, the Nintendo GameCube made me an Xbox fan, and for that I'll never forgive it. Because it felt like Xbox were trying to do shit that was weird and different. And they're putting out games like Dead Rising. One of the like fucking, I still think to this day, Dead Rising is one of the best games of all time. I absolutely love it. It's weird, it's Japanese, it's strange, it's like idiosyncratic. It's everything you don't expect from American games at the time. And Microsoft's willingness to like put themselves behind a game like that, it spoke volumes about what way they were going. But they had so much other stuff going as well. Like they were the ones spearheading online multiplayer. You know, like the Halo, like they were such massive things in terms of like what the new generation was. Halo 3 hit like a fucking bomb blast, you know, and like for as much as people talk shit about that campaign, multiplayer wise, it was this incredible thing. You had like Xbox Arcade, you had stuff like Super Meat Boy and Braid, and like all these like really weird niche indie games that you could buy on the internet. When I brought my Xbox 360 home and I downloaded like game demos for the first time, it was like this fucking mind-blowing thing. And like that generation, I didn't own a PS3. You know, I didn't own a PS3 until like years later, when someone just like gave me one because they were moving out of the country. And I was like a hardened 360 enthusiast, but like the 360, it also had like an identity. You know, it had like the Blades, the famous Blades menu system, which, while probably not being the most efficient like menu system, was fucking just cool. And they made cool noises, you like push them and all this stuff. And it was like it was like this really just strange, interesting time. And I remember then, like, as that generation came to a close, and you started to have Xbox now in the position that PlayStation was in. They were the dominant platform. And people like to say that PS3 did eventually win that console generation, because if you look at like the lifetime console sales, PS3 does actually sell more than Xbox 360 at that time. But that, I feel like, is kind of missing the point. Because if you look at it in terms of ground gained and lost, that was a disastrous generation for Sony. Going into that, they were the number one with a bullet fucking million miles ahead of the competition. And for them to be forced into what was basically a photo finish with the 360, like, that was insane. That was completely insane. Like, that was such a catastrophic outcome from Sony, even though they maintained their lead right at the end, you know? And so then anyway, like, I was fully ready to go and buy an Xbox One. I was like, okay, yeah, I want Xbox, I feel like, is where it's at. I feel like they care more about independent games. I feel like they care more about you know, just games in general. I'm more into what Xbox is doing. And then I always remember, I think it was either an E3 or an Xbox showcase where they unveiled the Xbox One. I remember just watching it, and it's like all these sports and TV personalities coming out and telling me about the Xbox One. And they weren't talking about it like it was a games console. They were talking about it like it was a set-top box for under your TV that you would do everything from. It was like the everything machine. They wanted an Xbox One in every home. And it was like, what the fuck is this? But that was like the first of three things that were so devastating for Microsoft, I genuinely don't think they ever recovered. And the second was that there was this whole crackdown on secondhand games, particularly around GameStop. What GameStop would do is GameStop would basically, they would take in a secondhand game. So say like the new Halo came out. GameStop would take in that game. They would mark it down maybe from €60. So say it was $60. They would sell it for like $58. The average consumer is going to pay $58 for that. So now, instead of buying a new game, so now, whereas the original person bought a, Halo for $60, and then another person would buy a brand new Halo for $60, what was happening was that the first person was buying Halo for $60, then trading it in. Then the second person would pay $58, and that $58 would go entirely to GameStop. And so Xbox saw itself as losing out on like massive profit like from this stuff. And they were. But the problem is like, well, I mean, what is games ownership? Like, do you own the games you buy or don't you? So it gets into this much more difficult question about the nature of buying and owning games, And so Xbox's answer was that you basically needed this weird kind of ownership solution where games would come with key cards that would give you codes that you would input that would and the codes had like a limited number of use, and if you wanted to transfer your game to another person, it was this really complicated, really weird like series of steps that you had to do, and it was kind of fucking horseshit. Like it was sort of bullshit because it was this implication that you don't own the games you buy. And unbeknownst to Xbox, unbeknownst to Microsoft, this was setting them up for one of the most devastating clapbacks in console history, and it came from Sony. Let me try and find it here. Give me one sec, chat. Yeah, so this was the response Sony put out to this stuff.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation.
Fucking devastating. Like, holy god, doing that to Xbox and making them look like just the most fucking like archaic anti-consumer company in the world. Like that is so brutal. But there's a moment in this that is even more brutal than that, right? There's a moment from this that I genuinely don't think Xbox ever has or ever will recover from, right? And it comes with this additional thing. Another thing about the Xbox One is that it was always meant to be online so it could function. And again, that kind of goes back to like the game ownership stuff where people wanted people or Xbox, they wanted to always verify your purchase so they could be sure that your game is a brand new game and not a secondhand game or not a game that someone lent you or whatever the fuck. And what this meant was that the Xbox One was meant to be always online. And this led to an absolutely devastating interview with Don Matrick who was at time the head of Xbox, and the infamous line. I'm just gonna play the clip here.
It's a great line for games.
Yeah.
So this is genuinely a moment, right, guys, where you can see a man's soul leave his body as he realizes how fucked he is. Sorry, guys. Navigating things is a little trickier with this iPad. So over here on the right, we have one young Jeff Keighley pre-Game Awards. And this is in the wake of Sony doing their big blowout thing and basically just making a fool of Xbox. And this is basically the Xbox response.
It's a great line for games.
Yeah,
and I think people are going to love it, and then they're going to understand what we're trying to create and how it links games and entertainment, the functionality of the box, some of the advantages that you get of having a box that is designed to use an online state. So that, to me, is a future-proof choice, and I think people could have arguably gone the other way if we didn't do it, and fortunately we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right.
So yeah, he's basically just said, hey, listen, if you're not cool with being online when using the Xbox One, well then just go fucking play our last console. That is what he said. And look at Jeff Keighley. He is so deeply unimpressed with this shit. Bro, lowest to audio. Let me just turn that up, guys. Sorry. You haven't missed anything. That was basically a bunch of business jargon. You haven't missed anything too important. Okay, we'll go back.
It's a great line for games.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think people are going to love it, and then they're going to understand what we're trying to create and how it links games and entertainment, the functionality of the box, some of the advantages that you get of having a box that is designed to use an online state. So that, to me, is a future-proof choice, and I think people could have arguably gone the other way if we didn't do it, and fortunately we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with.
And here it comes. Are you ready to see like an entire console generation just die? Do you want to see like fucking just a devastating blow to a business that like they never recovered from? Check this.
Who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360. That's your message. If you don't,
Well,
if you don't like it.
if you have zero access to the internet, that is an offline device. I mean, seriously, when I read the blogs and thought about who's really the most impacted, there was a person who said, hey, I'm on a nuclear sub.
Right.
And I don't even know what it means to be on a nuclear sub, but I've got to imagine that it's not easy to get an internet connection.
Like, what the fuck was that? Like,
Connectivity is called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360. That's your message. If you don't,
Well,
if you don't like it.
if you have zero access to the internet, that is an offline device.
and like the memes that came out of that moment were like just the craziest fucking thing, and it got worse. Oh, I think there's a real simple one here, but I think I really like it. I think this is the one.
Product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360. That's your message. If you don't,
Well,
if you don't like it.
if you have zero access to the internet, that is an offline device.
And like this, just like, hang on, let me try and find but yeah, so back in the day, like there were so many gifs going around of this moment. People were like putting Don Matrix's face over like Dragon Ball Z characters, and like the PS4 just like beating the shit out of it. And I genuinely I don't think 360 like the Xbox brand never recovered from that. Like they never ever recovered. And I feel like you could draw a line from that moment in Xbox's history to right now, and like all the unsureness about their future, all the doubt over whether they're still like committed to games, and like, you know, the leaving of Phil Spencer and all that kind of stuff. And it's just, man, Xbox has been such a saga over the years. But yeah, I wanted to share that moment with you guys because, you know, as much as I liked the 360, that is just an immortal piece of gaming legend. Okay, let me catch up on subscriptions quick here, chat. Oh, we have a ton. God damn it. Sorry, I missed everyone. Brawl Kaiser, thank you for the subscription. I got my first paycheck for my new job, so I can finally afford to resub. Guys, your subs are appreciated, but what I will say, just, and I'm not saying this is necessarily the case for you, Brawl Kaiser, if money is a little tight, do not subscribe.
1 million dongs! Oh boy!
Do not subscribe to me. Like, I'm cool. I'm good. You being here and hanging out in the stream is plenty. Just take care of you and yours first. I'm all right, you know. Chuka77 finally got to use my Prime sub again. Been waiting for you. Thank you, Chuka. A Gallant Goose, thank you for the subscription. 2 months in a row. Stunt Lady, thank you for the 16-month subscription. Plot Twist, thank you for the resubscription. Welcome back, Eyepatch Wolf. Excited to watch some Funger while I play chill games, lol. Cherry Soda Bomb, thank you for the subscription. 23-month subscription. You finally embraced the name.
Dongs.
Indeed, I have.
Oh boy!
Coldfire074.
They also made the controller so much worse.
Oh, that was a garbage controller, wasn't it? Neon Per Machine with the 15-month subscription. Welcome back, John. Oh my God, did that sumo wrestler do that to your eye? Reasonable assumption. VCOM7481, I can't believe it. Yakuza actually attacked you for ranking Uma Musume so low. Alternative. Okay, yeah, I already read that one. Summer Lovesick, thank you for the subscription. Greasy Garbage Goblin, thank you for the 14-month subscription. It's been a rough month. Good to see you again.
Dongs. Oh boy!
It's Fako. Whoa, John is invisible. I guess I am. Tet's Jacket, thank you for the 3-month subscription. Got any new anime figures? We have already addressed that. Sangin of the Cosmos. Rurg, matey. Long Lost Lasers, welcome back. Thank you, Long Lost Lasers. Prince Yuki, hi. Hello, Prince Yuki. Kozanagi, is that the man who sold the world? Whoopkins, excited
1 million
you had a good time.
dongs. Oh boy!
I'm going back.
Even if you actually have an eye patch, you're still hobo crawfish to us.
I know I will never be anything but. Just cut here. What did I miss? Why is John his big boss arc? That's from Zazriel_100. Foolish_mortals. What was it like being in a country where you were average height? Answered earlier in the stream. Bribble, thank you for the subscription. Monthegers23, thank you for the subscription. Nozol, thank you for the 7 months. I am Dave3. What fantasy creature would you compare yourself to most height-wise? Gnomes, halflings, or dwarves? I feel like dwarves are maybe the tallest of those three. So maybe them? The Drag King Cobra. Oh no, John, your eye got sumoed. Happy 8 months. Hope you have a nice holiday. It was a very nice holiday. The Drag King Cobra. Thank you. Perpetual Panda 9. Thank you for the 32-month subscription. My Miss. Thank you for the $3. Super Eye Patch Wolf merch. Super Eye Patch Wolf Eye Patch merch when? Listen, it's a possibility. Oscar BJ Quiz. Thank you for the $2. Time to awaken your Sharingan. Team Ghost Rider NC. Thank you for the £2. Solid Eye Patch Wolf in Metal Gear Notion. Lol. Madman Logic. Thank you for the 100 bits. I didn't think it was a bit because it's more likely. Oh yeah, we already read that. Dan Fiasco with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Dan, for my birthday. I hope your eye gets better. Thank you, Dan. Expired 068 with the $2 super chat. Keep an eye out for the pre-seizure symptoms. Stay safe. Will do. My Miss 1. Thank you for the £2 super chat. Mirror yourself in OPS. Hash Brown. Thank you for the $10. Damn you. Damn you, Bowie. Thank you for the subscription. Jester Hat 069.
1,000,000 dongs. Oh boy.
Our cat's name is Dave, and she fell
Will you
asleep
keep
watching
the
your
eye
stream.
patch after the health stuff is all sorted?
Probably not, because I can't see over here, which makes streaming harder. The multiculturalist James, thank you for subscription. A lot of subscriptions, chat. Thank you, everyone. It's just Nick for 3 months. They also made the controller so much worse. Cluck13, thank you for the subscription. Inquisitor Thomas, with the 19-month subscription, even if you actually have an eye patch, you're still Hobo Crouch to it. Muggo
Sorry
Beans.
if you already answer. Did you see Chainsaw Man last chapter? It's crazy.
Yes, I answered. I am not caught up with Chainsaw Man. I will catch up at some point. Was wondering if you're familiar with the work of Worthy Kids. Big Top Burger is a great captain. Yaijima strikes me as they made it specifically for you. Yeah, a friend showed me some Worthy Kids stuff a while back. It seemed pretty cool. Nebula Coffee 74656. Will you keep the eye patch?
1,000,000
Already
dongs.
read that.
Oh boy.
Silver Moscatari, Chainsaw Man addressed. Thank you for the subscription. And I'm Han. Thank you for the 3 months. Oh, that's a lot of subscriptions, guys. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, what else happened? Oh, actually, yeah, I got something I want to talk about. Highguard shut down, and that sure is an occurrence. I don't know, guys. I feel, and I know people are going to disagree with me on this, right? But I feel like something about the whole Highguard thing feels a bit weird. And I've been trying to like break down like why that is, because I didn't feel this way about what was the other one? Concord. I didn't feel this way about Concord. I feel like Concord was coming out and like there wasn't really that much. Like, I think some people were making fun of the trailer, but I didn't feel like people were really, like, blasting Concord with the same vitriol that they did Highguard, you know? And so then Highguard gets revealed at the, as the last spot on the Game Awards, and all of a sudden there is, like, this weird, like, just tidal wave of hate for the game. And just to be clear, I think people can, people are consumers. People can like or dislike whatever the fuck they want. I personally watched the trailer for Highguard, and my thought was like, well, I'm never playing that. Like, I don't really give a shit about hero shooters. I think it looks like, I don't think it looks great. Like, I don't like the aesthetic of all these people in, like, armor, and then one of them picks up, like, a fucking AK-47. I didn't think it, I just thought it looked kind of silly. But then, like, it's also not for me. It's not my kind of game. I don't really care. I don't think about it. And then, I go on the internet the next day, and there is, like, an angry pitchfork mob around this game. And it feels weird, because I feel like when people get angry about a game a lot of the time, usually it comes from a place of investment. And that's not saying that, like, all anger is justified. God help us, we all know that, like, people get fucking spun the fuck out about video games, right? But, like, say, let's take something like DMC, the not numbered kind of alternate reality Devil May Cry game. People didn't like that they were basically rebooting Devil May Cry and that it was being seen as, like, disrespectful towards the old games, while also taking a bunch of the philosophies of Devil May Cry and basically just, like, fucking them out the window. And so, like, there was a lot of hate towards that game, and in some ways, like, understandably, because people had built up this commitment, this love for this game, And it felt like having that love kind of betrayed. And I have felt that in various ways. I felt that with Final Fantasy. I felt that with Yakuza. I felt that in a bunch of different game series that I love. And while that never really turns into anger, like I try not to get angry at games, I'm kind of looking at High Guard, and I'm sort of looking around at people, and I feel like,
oh boy,
I feel like, but why do you give a shit? You know, like, why? Like, what is with the vitriol for this specific thing? And there's parts of it I kind of understand, right? This was from a lot of the people who made fuck, I am blanking on the name again. Guys, just to mention, I'm still a little jet lagged. I've been back from Japan just under a week, and my brain is still a little warped, so sorry about that. Not Apex, Titanfall. Titanfall? Why does that sound weird in my brain? Yes, Titanfall. And people really, really badly want a Titanfall 3, and so I get that. But I also feel like the level of hate for High Guard is so much more than that, you know? And so I'm start like looking around on YouTube, and I start like seeing like a lot of videos about High Guard, and there's this like overwhelming flood of videos about how this game sucks and about how it's going to fail, and like immediately this game has like an anti-fandom, you know? And another thing I'm also noticing is that a lot of these videos, they have like an incredible number of views. And what it made me think of is it made me think of Sword Art Online back in the day, right? As some of you know, my origins are from anime YouTube. And back in the day, I believe it was the channel Digibro, now going by Trixie the Golden Witch, I believe, made a video called Your Anime Sucks. And she talked about how basically Sword Art Online sucks, which was, you know, it was the classic formula of popular thing is bad, gets views. Now the video was actually like good, and the video was like it was entertaining, and it was really a very interesting look at like why this anime sucks. But and just to be clear, like I didn't even necessarily agree with the video. My opinion on Sword Art Online is it's just kind of average. Like, there's a lot of schlocky anime, and that one, I think, just had a really engaging premise for the time, in that it was one of the first isekai to blow up. I don't really think it was better or worse than a lot of the other kind of just mid-tier anime being released back then, but whatever. But all of a sudden, Sword Art Online making negative videos about it kind of became this YouTube, like, cheat code, and everyone was making like negative Sword Art Online videos. And a lot of those videos, don't get me wrong, were like well made and entertaining, but you were kind of like watching this entire sphere of the internet adopt this like identical opinion. And it made me feel a bit weird, because I felt like a lot of it was kind of, I felt like that people were nearly incentivized to have this opinion, because these people were like the tastemakers in these communities, but you could guarantee a lot of money by saying Sword Art Online sucked, you know? And I think some people genuinely thought that. Like, I certainly think that, like, you know, the Digibro, which was their, you know, her channel name at the time, and Mother's Basement and stuff, like, they clearly disliked this anime. But something about, there was a kind of bandwagon effect that I kind of didn't love, you know? And like every time I put out a video, people were like, when's the Super Eye Patch Wolf Sword Art Online video? Like, when are you gonna, like, they were like excited. They were like, when are you gonna take down Sword Art Online? And my opinion was like, I don't give a shit about that show enough to talk about it. You know, like, why the fuck would I personally talk about that when there's all this? I'm going to talk about Mob Psycho. I'm going to talk about Silent Hill 2. I'm going to talk about this other shit that I actually really give a shit about, you know? And it was just a weird thing. And I feel like with the High Guard stuff, I feel like that same thing happened, but before the game actually like came out. And again, this isn't like a defense of High Guard. I haven't played High Guard. I don't give a shit about High Guard, but something about that trend, it really bothers me because I feel like it's kind of this thing where it's nearly like this manufactured disdain for this thing that wasn't even out, you know? And, you know, then the game came out, and, like, from what I could tell, the game seemed like, I'm gonna say fine, but I mean fine in terms of it's just kind of mediocre. Like, it's just, like from people whose opinions I trust, it's kind of a shoulder shrug. It's like, yeah, there's some interesting things about this game, and there's some stuff that, like, doesn't work. It didn't seem like it was going to be the kind of game to set the world on fire, and I don't think it sounds like the kind of game that was ever really going to succeed. I don't think the actual controversy that surrounded Highguard actually affected its chances one way or the other. I'd be the opinion that, like, of all the publicity probably did positive things for its player numbers as opposed to actually hurting its chances of long-term survival. To me, it just didn't seem like the game was just had it to maintain a player base that it needed.
1 million dongs! Oh boy!
And so yeah, like the game failed. I'm not overly surprised it failed or whatever, but yeah, what I find kind of fucking weird is that manufactured hatred for it. And I don't think that's a good way to go, because I feel like the only thing that's really going to bring to the games industry is just even more hate and abuse, and opposed to people like getting behind games that they fucking love and games that they really believe in and give a shit in. There's nearly an incentive now to find a target, you know? And like, whatever you think of Highguard, you can't deny that, like, the people who made that game have done some beloved stuff for games in the past. Like, a lot of people who made, like, you know, Apex and Titanfall. I don't even like Titanfall 2. You know, I don't even have that investment in this, but it's just a part of why, I don't know, guys. Like, I just found something about this fucking weird. And from being a YouTube dinosaur like I am, I do kind of think that it's occasionally my responsibility to point at trends on the platform and be like, I don't think this is good. Like, I don't think this is good for anyone. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to put that out there because, like, you know, you've seen this in various forms over the years, but like, creating anti-fandoms for games that aren't really out, why? Like, what is the actual value of that? Like, what is that actually achieving? If a game is going to die, it's going to be because not enough people love it. It's not going to have anything to do with the people who hate it. You know, every popular game has like people who dislike it, but it's like, yeah, it's weird. And then, like, I've seen people say that, like, oh, well, it's because, you know, it's like having this big mainstream thing forced down our throats. And it's like, well, now hang on, like, Highguard was a new IP from, like, developers with an established pedigree. I don't think the game was, like, a particularly good idea. There's nothing about it I liked, but it's not the same as, like, you know, a game from like a massive developer that's just designed to be this thing. But yeah, it's just a super fucking weird thing that I didn't think was great. It kind of reminded me of what was that game called? Was it Extinction? That asymmetrical monster game? No, it wasn't Extinction. You know the one where one character plays as a monster and then the other characters have to hunt it? Evolve, that was the one. Evolve was really weird because it came out and it was like it wasn't launched as a video game, it was launched as an esport. And so I think there was an element of that. But again, with Evolve didn't have that like anti-fandom against it. It was just that not enough people loved it and so it died, you know? But yeah. The whole anti-fandom thing I think is not like a trend I would like to see continue in video games. It doesn't help that post-launch the devs pulled the AAA corpo deflection of blaming the gamers. Okay. What did they actually... I'm curious. What did they actually say? So let's Google High Guard devs blame gamers. I'm looking for the exact tweet. So this looks like one developer on the team. 2.5 years of passionate work on High Guide were ready to reveal to the world. The future seemed bright. Everyone he knew and initial pre-reveal feedback from unbiased sources had shared similar optimistic sentiments towards the game. But then the trailer came out and that it was downhill from there. In the post, Josh pointed out that the content creators often post negative content or rage bait to get their engagement and views. Asmongold pointed out that this was a huge fallacy. Content creators create content to mirror the popular opinion. Okay, I can't find the actual thing. But like, yeah, if one developer was like, this sucks, sure. But I think he kind of like that doesn't change the overall kind of narrative of like an anti-fandom forming for something that is not out yet. Like that is a footnote in the story as opposed to the actual story. But yeah, it's a weird one. I think it's an overall issue with internet culture. It seems like people are far more prone to trying to fight things than support them. Yeah. He basically said if you didn't have X playtime, you shouldn't talk about it, which I would also disagree with, right? Because like I think people like it's no individual like this is why it's so tricky. Like it's no individual's problem for like disliking the game. It's the content creator, hey, I can get a bunch of views from this. That's the part I don't like. I think people are just suspicious right now of all the companies who are just trying to make Overwatch, but this time make money. A shame because most people are just trying to make, and then I think got cut off. Yeah, look, here's the thing though, like, and I'm gonna count myself in this as well. like, yeah, you should be suspicious of corporations. Corporations want to get money out of you, and a lot of times that's all they fucking care about, okay? You should also, like, be suspicious of people who are like only posting negative shit. You should be suspicious of people who are always jumping on like the next fucking thing to like get angry about and like to, you know, basically farm a bunch of rage engagements. Like that's, I think, ultimately what we're talking about here, because I don't think those people have your back any more than the corporations that they're kind of railing against, you know? Um, and fuck it, like me and like no one should be watching my videos and being like, "I Patch Wolf said this, and so now that's my opinion on this subject." You know, I don't expect that at all or want that. Like that's not why I make videos. I make videos because like I enjoy making them. I like putting my opinion out there, and like, you know, I like interacting with you guys about them. I don't want you guys to agree with me. I don't want you guys to think anything other than your actual own opinion about stuff. But yeah, and like, look, I will shit talk things as well, right? Like a bunch of people got mad when I, you know, made that Yakuza video, being like, I think Yakuza isn't good now, and you know that's fine, like that's okay. But like, you know, I'm not out here making 8 videos about how Yakuza sucks. I basically just talked about my opinion on where Yakuza's at, and unless something else happens, I'm probably not going to talk about it again, you know? Well, time to discard all my opinions. Um, mm, mm, mm. But wouldn't you agree that these developers are oversaturating the market and think people owe them for making a game we didn't ask for? Like, why not make something original and competitive? Okay, but like, what you're talking about there, I think, is publishers more than developers. And like, okay, where's the sentiment that the developers feel like you owe them anything coming from? You know, like that's, and like that one Twitter thread is not it. I'm sure it is, like, making video games is hard, and I'm sure you want people to play your games. I don't think that means they feel like they owe you, that you owe them anything, you know, but they don't owe you anything either. It's like, you know, I think developers should be working on the kind of games they want to make, and I think developers do get inspired by other people's works, and so video games also take a long time to make. So you have to remember, this was a game conceptualized and pitched 5 years ago, and gaming moved on. Like, they're not, developers aren't evil. Publishers can be, you know, but a lot of developers, like, they're just people, and they're just trying to make shit that they think is good. Um how would one make an algorithm that rewards positivity over hate? Well, those are bigger questions that are getting way above my pay grade, unfortunately. Um uh, And it's not like new hero shooters are inherently unsuccessful. Marvel Rivals came out a long time ago. But okay, like when Street Fighter 2 came out, you know, Fatal Fury happened, Mortal Kombat happened, all these other fighting games came out. It's really not a new thing that like a successful game breaks the mold and then a bunch of other stuff comes out and tries to, you know, imitate it in some way. And like, look at Fatal Fury now. Look at, okay, well, not right now. Like, that happens, and it's not like something necessarily to get angry about. It's something to like look at it and be like, well, what does this thing do different? Like, how do we judge this on our own terms and not turn it into this like holy war against this perceived enemy, you know? Because I just don't think that's what it is. um a reminder that every game development starts with the intention of making the best game ever. Yeah. And like, do some of them, like, are some of them like, just like, not coming from the best place? Absolutely, yeah. Like, I mean, you guys see me watch trailers for games. A lot of the time, I'm like, no, don't want to play this. Don't give a shit. But I would never like make personal assumptions about the people who make the game. You know what I mean? Don't buy into this narrative that every game you don't like is part of this gigantic movement to squash down the shit you do, because it's not. Like, it's just not, Like, every kind of game, I feel like, is always going to exist. You are always going to be able to find shit you love, and existence of games that you don't like or don't care about is not an attack on that. It's just a different fucking thing, And like, you could go on like the Steam concurrent numbers pages right now, and whenever I do, I'm like, I don't know any of this shit, and I probably wouldn't be interested in a lot of it. But yeah. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about Kygard. We're probably not going to talk about it again. Okay, last thing. High Guard defenders weren't helping either. I saw some of them insulting random people, acting like everyone killed the game. Okay, like, Neon, whoever just said that, sorry, just disappeared the chat. What you basically just said is that some people on the internet were being stupid. That's, like, you can't fold that into the entire argument. You can find people being dumb about literally every topic in the history of time. You can't point to one or two of them and being like, and this justified it. It's just not the case, First YouTuber to talk about High Guard only once. Oh, these videos are gonna get me in trouble. What are we talking about? Not High Guard anymore. It was me. I killed High Guard. Yeah, I get you, Neon. I get you. What's interesting is that Marathon just came out and people are still expecting it to bomb. But it seems so stable. It even got some foot fetish fan art. Yeah, Marathon, guys, Marathon looks kind of fucking cool. Like, I think that game looks kind of rad. And I don't really like play extraction shooters, but like the art style, the menus, the weird like goth goop shit going on in it. What's the general feeling about it? It's really hard. Marathon's art style is so good. Yeah, I kind of just wanna check it out for the art style. Brutal difficulty though. Ooh, you kind of sell me on Marathon. Heyo, is the patch for cosmetic or medical reasons? Unfortunately, medical reasons. I explained the whole thing earlier in the stream. Don't want to reiterate, but yeah. Orpheus94, thank you for the subscription. Yeah, I mean, I might give Marathon a go. I'd be kind of happy to see that game do well because, like, I don't know. Like, I like Bungie, and I feel like they needed a break. Like, I think Bungie do interesting things, even though, like, I'd never touched Destiny.
1 million dongs! Oh, boy!
John Michael has questions. Or... Yeah, John Michael has questions. Thank you for the 2-month subscription. Muir Miss, thank you for the super chat. Finally an eye patch. Now where are your wolf ears? I know that there is a concentrated portion of you that have been wanting that for a long, long time.
1 million dongs! Oh boy!
And you're not getting it.
Oh wow.
Damn it, I've spent too long yapping this video. I saw that you were getting interested in sumo and want to recommend Sensei Sets Kids on YouTube. Let me look this up. I have actually been watching a lot of sumo chat. Sensei Seth. This guy looks familiar. Actually, no, I don't think he does. Okay, what'll we do? Let's do some Planet fan art. Passion Ape, thank you for the gift sub. Okay, guys. Here's Planet fan art. We're back. This first one is up for Bongus Dongus, and this is Kim from Eye Patch Wolves. Such a cute picture, Kim. Holy shit, I love this. Thank you so much. Oh, Jesus Christ. Content warning, I guess. This is from the Fear and Hunger Kill Everyone stream. Marina saying, "Good night, my beautiful sister." I have no comment here. Thank you, Graveyard Moss. That is terrifying and awesome. From Hyena Breezy, we have some Versus Wolves Lancer fan art. This is Trevier and Apollo Showdown, also wearing an eye patch. Beautiful, Hyena Breezy. Thank you so much. Oh, this is from Bright Karma. This is Kim and Crow from Eye Patch Wolves. This fucking rules. That is so cool. Thank you so much, Bright Karm. That is such a cute Kim and a cute Crow. Really, really nice. Yeah, guys, we got some Eye Patch Wolves news incoming. Bright Karma, I did that. Bright Karma in the chat. Thank you so much, Bright Karma. From Noah Gonzalez, and we got a little flummoxed John right there in the middle. Thank you so much, Noah Gonzalez. That's awesome. We got another Bongus Dongus, and it's Wolf and I'm forgetting the name of my own fucking characters. Still? Is that the name of that cat? I don't remember. From Celestial1732. I'm a game dev. I met some high-profile people at QuakeCon. The rot destroying the AAA scene is always executives and too many layers of management. Veteran devs get caught. Artists have no say. That's the whole industry right now. See, like that's kind of, it's shit like that that makes me like, well, no, it's not the fucking devs. Like, don't let weirdos on the internet make you hate people who make games. Like that should never be what it's about, you know? From Shandaluca, this is one of my favorite pieces of art that we have ever gotten to this channel. This is Kathy and Gabrielle from the Dokapon playthroughs, and it's just, goddamn, what a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of art. I absolutely love this. From Christian Deandra, this is Damage from Eyepatch Wolves. Such a sick piece of art. Thank you so much, Christian. Damage is one of my favorite characters in Eyepatch Wolves. I always get hyped to like to get art of her. So yep, so fucking cool. From Omix, this is more versus Wolves Lancer fan art. So sick. Thank you. More versus Wolves Lancer fan art. This is from Slated Bart. Absolutely fucking sick. This is, so for those of you who aren't familiar, over on Versus Wolves, we recently did our first tabletop gaming session. We played Lancer, and this is my character from Lancer, Apollo Showdown. So sick, Slated Bart. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. This person is like working on this crazy Versus Wolves animation. Just check this shit. I hope this. No, this will. I don't think this will get copyrighted. You can't stop my rain. It's me grappling. It's me grappling. So that's all the shit we've recommended each other. And then it's me and Wooly boxing. It's so fucking cool. Versus Wolves. So sick. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much. Rorschach... Goddamn. Rorschaching... I cannot pronounce that correctly, but thank you so much. From Peter Chakarov, another Crow picture. Fucking beautiful. I love this. Thank you so much. Again, Crow being the character from Eyepatch Wolves. Yet another Lancer fan art of Apollo Showdown and Trevier from Trevlin. From Shantanu Pandy, we got a beautiful fucking Crow over here. I really, really love this. Thank you so much, Pandy. Appreciate it. And again from Rorshadachi NC. Awesome stuff. Thank you. This is from Spooky Jiro. This is actually one of the artists from the fake video game book, and they just did this like really sick piece of fan art. So thank you so much, Spooky Jiro. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. We'll leave this to last. This is the real Markomatic. Take that, Steve. This is from the Peach Jane. Look, there's layers to this one. This is me from the Dokapon playthrough, but I'm dressed as Kim from Eyepatch Wolves. And look, it's layers, okay? Layers. Mr. Jimmy D. A. Floofs, Mega Die Patch Returns, Anime Boy by Day, Nightmare Boy by Night. So fucking sick. Thank you so much, Jimmy D. Floofs. And then this is Skillful Ferrets, Kim's Fuck Ice poster from last year. Or not, from recently, not last year. So fucking sick. Thank you. But yeah, let's give this a watch. So this person basically did something so fucking cool where they took one of the old Mega Die Patch Wolf speeches and has turned it into this like fucking crazy piece of like Eyepatch Wolves content. Look, I'm just gonna let it play.
Well, another video Did you enjoy that? Did it help you forget about whatever it is out there that you're so worried about? Oh, I hope it did. I mean, that's why this exists, for you to feel good, right? And maybe some of you aren't familiar with me, but most are. Every year you come here, and every year we have our little talk, and I tell you what's happening, and you never want to believe it. I see your messages asking, "Oh, I love the Dye Patch Wolf character. Are you going to do him
Sound as
again
low as
this
fuck.
year?"
My apologies.
What makes you think that this is the character? The answer is you don't know. You never know. Every time you stare into one of these screens, you have no idea what's on the other side. Oh, and you'd like to. Some of you are so desperate. Did it feel good when he thanked you earlier? It was meant to. But then there's others, and you're interesting because you pretend. You watch these videos and you scratch out your little think pieces, so desperate to soak up a little dopamine from all your anonymous
So someone
friends.
asking, did I voice over this? This is a old bit from an old video that someone has taken the voiceover from and basically drawn like this whole like Eye Patch Wolves fan animatic around it, and it's just so fucking cool. Like, holy shit.
And then, the next time one of these videos appears, you run to it. You inhale every second. And do you know why you do that? It's because I make you feel something! For a moment, I make you exist! But that's just a line of dialogue written for a character in a video. I'm not real. None of this is. I stop existing the moment you stop thinking about me.
I think we're getting some...
That's why you are so
We're getting a little bit of buffering, I think.
important to me. And I'll always be here. Oh, so important to me. And I'll always be here, waiting for you. Even after everything else is gone.
That is so fucking cool. Thank you so much, the real Markomatic. That just, what a fucking sick thing, seriously. People asking where that voiceover is from. That's from some of the old Favorite Things videos. The Halloween videos in particular, if you go back to the end of them, I do like mega Dye Patch Wolf thing. That's always kind of fun. And yeah, really, really cool. Okay, fuck it. Look, let's cram in some Fear and Hunger here, because I want to start. I want to try and do my save everyone run. Sorry, I guess we haven't hung out in a while, and so I got lost in the conversing. John, can I please get one a woo? I won't tell anyone, I promise. No! No, I know what people do online. I know how anything I do, and it exists forever, goddammit. But yeah, oh yeah, guys, if anyone wants to do fan art, just, you can at me on Blue Sky, you can send it to regulareyepatchwolf@gmail.com, and we'll see it, and we'll talk about it on stream, because I genuinely get, like, so much fucking sick fan art, and you guys have no idea. It, like, completely makes my day when I get it. First time catching you stream in a while. Your approach to content had made an impact on me. Thanks, go, and have a good day. Thank you so much, Hishaku Hideout. Okay, Fear and Hunger, everyone. So we should at least start off our run, and we'll pick it up next week. Our attempt. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to save everyone. I'm going to try and save as many people as I can. Where is that gone? There's a video about how to save everyone? Huh. Who are you going to play? I'm thinking maybe... So, with what I know about the game, I think the only way I know how to save everyone is maybe with a Bella, but I'm not even sure on that. I know... So, like, I don't know how to save Caligora. Abella's easiest? Yeah, I kind of thought so. But yeah, Caligora is the one where I can't think of a way to save him. Okay, here we go. You have to get the logic ending before any moon scorching. Ooh, that's... I think... Okay, yeah, that's how you do it, right? Oh, no, I do not want to pick Levi. No, I've done my time as Levi. Jesus, that is loud. I can turn it down. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I did not mean to flashbang your ears. Again, shoutouts to a Dark Raccoon for the patch. Play Olivia. We already played Olivia. We played her when we started streaming this game. Sound is all fucked up on stream. Okay. Oh, I bet I know what's happening. So it's the audio input. Okay, let's get some music going and I will sort that out. If you're a movie director for Fear and Hunger, who are you going to cast? Honestly, Ropunk, I have no good answer for that. Casting is one of those things where I just don't think about it. and I don't have any, like, I know people get so into fantasy casting, it's just not something my brain like does. And the soothing sound of the rail tracks, you are not used to such a peaceful and tranquil atmosphere. You can't help but let your mind wander. You reminisce about what led you to this point in life. Despite your homeland suffering greatly from the First Great War, you had a peaceful and balanced childhood with both of your parents and many siblings. The northern capital, Odelgard, was rebuilding their destroyed cities when news about hostilities in the east, Europa, was broadcast on the radio. It sounded like the beginning of another worldwide war. You are still too young to take part in defending your borders, so you had to figure out alternative ways to help your home front. You had a knack for mechanics and electronics, so ultimately it came down to those two studies. I think electronics is more useful because you get short circuit. Because you were the eldest child, you had a natural habit of taking care of those around you. Many of your close relatives marched to battle, and nothing could have gotten you more frustrated than your inability to help people more directly. You had already matured to adulthood, but because of your expertise in engineering, your role on the home front was more important than what you could have achieved on the battlefield. The home front was in disorder. Someone had to step up and cover all the missing men now dying in the front of the remote battlefields. Your broad shoulders could carry the burden and the increasing workload. They had to, because if not you, then who? During one particularly stormy night, while you were returning home after your 12-hour day, you ran into a foreign man on a rain-soaked alleyway. The man noticed you and desperately tried to run for it, only to collapse after weakly 10 meters or so. The man had been shot in the belly. Upon searching his possessions, you found documents that said he was from the Kingdom of Rondon, an allied country of Odelgard's. You thought about what to do for a moment. Report the man to officials, take the man back home, and treat his wounds. Because I want the officer sword here. The man stayed unconscious for a week, but slowly recovered thanks to your attentive mending. As days went by, he saw your eagerness to help and frustration towards the war. He then revealed his business in Odelgard. He was part of an underground resistance organization called Nameless Liberty Underground, NLU in short. The organization had been brewing hidden from watching eyes since the dawn of the First Great War. NLU worked across Europa trying to subdue the advancements of both the Burman Empire and the Eastern Union. The man had important documents that needed to be taken to the Kingdom of Rondon as soon as possible. Because he couldn't obviously take them himself, he asked if you could take his role. He was part of Tony Hawk's Underground from Plainclothes Hero. You have been hoping for a chance to work on something bigger, and this opportunity seemed just for that. You packed your bags and set out. As a thanks for his rescue, he gives you his officer sword. You traveled through Europa all the way to the Kingdom of Rondon. You found the meeting point described by the man and made contact with his colleagues. After talking briefly about the current situation in the Eastern Europa, you were asked to join the organization. They were running low on members, and your expertise would come in handy. You were led to their headquarters, got to choose how to offer your help, crafting weapons. So basically, the officer sword is quite rare, and weapon craft, with a few decent pickups, we can make a really good weapon out of the officer sword. The Eastern Union had been working on something malevolent and ill-boding.
1 million dongs! Oh boy!
Thanks for introducing me to Berserk. It's amazing.
No problem at all, Trob Justice. I'm glad you like it. Your deductions got a lot more weight when you heard that the Bremen army finally occupied Bohemia. NLU sent some of their members immediately to the capital of Bohemia, Prieville, but you quickly lost contact to them. The organization decided to wait and see if their members would surface, but you just couldn't sit back and hope for the best. You decided to take a full train towards Prieville and find out what was going on.
1 million dongs!
You were told that if you needed to support your mission, you'd recognize the leader of the Bohemian branch of the NLU from the Red Shoes. With this little information task at hand, how did you prepare for your trial day? Stock up on spare parts. Let's stock up on spare parts. 4 bolts, 2 duct tape, 2 pressure plates. Cool. You felt tense since the moment you embarked on this journey. Every night you'd see nightmares of the horrors that would await you in Prehaville. Are they just dreams? You can't help but feel there is more to dreams than mere logic would dictate. Skip the intro. Yeah. You wake up suddenly. Was it all just a dream? The train, it seems to have stopped. Oh! Holy shit, we just got a heroine immediately? Oh, that's good. That's real. We can already make an officer sword. Oh my god. Blessed pickup. Oh. But do we save the heroine for Levi? I think we should hold on to it maybe for the moments. But goddamn, that... How does heroin make a sword? Listen, I'm not going to explain how blacksmithing works to you, okay? Why are you making a sword out of heroin? I'm sorry. Is there another way to make swords without heroin? Is there some kind of non-heroin sword that I don't know about? Wonder how the eye patch affects John's dyslexia. Well, it doesn't help, I'll tell you that much. Make a sword that you would normally never have at this point. Fuck it, let's make a sword. I really should have just held on to it, but this is too exciting. The Sandman's Kiss is a good weapon. What a find, man. White Vial, another nice find. I don't want to pick up this map, and I'll show you why. Because if you don't pick that up, then you go out here. I'm just going to skip all this because we've been through it a million times. And then, yeah, you get a special little section here as Isabella where she changes her outfit. I like this outfit better. Sorry, losers. So I guess the first thing... So, yeah, I think it's going to be... Saving everyone is going to be nearly impossible. There's a particular way we could do it, but I think I'm just going to try and save as many people as I can. Yeah. This is a movie related to a question. As a director, how would you approach making a Fear and Hunger movie while dealing with the game's graphic and disturbing themes? I mean, I don't think there's anything in Fear and Hunger that you couldn't do in a movie. Whether you do it well and you make a decent case for it being in there is another thing. But, like, I feel like, you know, the subject of some rough sexual stuff is not handled very well in Fear and Hunger 1. But then I also think that that same subject is handled in Fear and Hunger 2 in some way, like more tasteful ways, and particularly as regards Levi. Has anyone ever seen the cutscene with Levi and Karen in the orphanage? Jesus Christ, it's so fucking great. FD signifier. Why does Eyepatch Wolf have an eye patch? FD, Feek Buddy, I wish this was a gimmick. I really do. I understand the cosmic hilarity of this. It's because my eye isn't working proper. I didn't think it was possible to save literally everyone. It's not possible to save everyone. It is possible to save everyone minus the character you play as. Okay, what I want to go for here is I want to go for a full pre-Havil bop. I want to bring as many characters as I can back to the bop. What did you need to do to get that Levi Karen cutscene? So as far as I know, you need to be Karen and take Levi to the orphanage. There's a way to save Tanaka. That dude is also always getting himself killed. I think so. That might be one of those ones where you have to save him before. I love this little bit where you walk in here and you find Marina just carving the pentagram on the floor. But it's here where you can meet Caligora in here, which is one of your only opportunities to kill him. But if you do, you'll get the captive ending. What's your problem? His expression just keeps getting more grim. What was that? No idea. He seems to have issues. That's putting it mildly. Something seems off about him, though. It's probably best to ignore him. So, I found myself earlier, I was looking through like Fear and Hunger fan stuff, and I ended up on a, we'll say, not safe Fear and Hunger subreddit. And my god, that subreddit was so into Abela and Marina. Like, it was weird. That was pretty weird. Okay, so best thing. So first off, we are best getting to Henrik, and that's probably best through here. FD definitely read all the wikis. Yeah, no, the games have like some legit great, interesting lore. Did you play One Feek? I'd be very curious to your thoughts on that. It's been such a... So right now I'm working on like the Fear and Hunger 2 video, and I feel like these are such fascinating games to write about. Like, there's so many different ways you can talk about them. Right now the video is like... It's a lot of comparisons between Fear and Hunger 1 and 2 because they're so weird and they're so different, and yeah, it's cool. Oh, Jesus. See, we have the heroin sword. We can do things like that. You know, the Fear and Hunger 2 video should be out first, like, in maybe 3 weeks-ish, I would say. I'm really enjoying making it. Really having a fun time with it. Okay, what do we got? The heroin sword. I thought this wasn't a Levi run. Yeah, we actually need to find more heroin for Levi. Because I got too excited and wasted our heroin on a heroin sword. But the heroin sword is very strong. You guys should be really hyped for the Fear and Hunger 2 video, because the second I release it, I guarantee you Happy Paintings is going to release the new patch, completely invalidating the video. Which, you know, that's exciting. Is there a date for the update now? Not that I'm aware of. So here's like a crazy thing you can do as Abela. Or Abella. Guys, what is it? Abella? Abela? What are we talking? Cloth fragment. Sea ration. Pressure plate. These doors are usually locked to you. You can't get by them. My heroin sword does nothing! But we can use short circuit. And we can get in. And I'm not sure if this one does, but there's some that really like blow open the entire game. Ah, Bella. Ah, Bella. Gotcha. Ah, Bella. Chest is empty. Cool. Didn't you just kill Henrik by doing that? Oh shit, did I? That didn't kill Henrik, right? Always good to hear a video is fun to make as opposed to torture. Oh, it's still torture, Feek. Yeah, we've talked about this. I am incapable of making a video that does not rend the meat from my bones in some capacity. Oh, ornamental lantern. That's actually really good. We might be able to just take him out real fast with the sword. Okay, that didn't work. The heroin sword, ladies and gentlemen. Mouse file. Beer, egg, meat pie, mushroom stew, glass vial. Okay.
Here's the real question about where you're at with the tournament of it. Are you already past the croissant stage?
Yes, I am past the croissant stage. Like, so now we're kind of just having fun, and now we're actually writing what we want to write, because all the bullshit that we thought we wanted to write, which we don't, is gone. So yeah, we're past the croissant stage. I'm just gonna murk these fuckers. Normally I'd avoid them, but I think I can actually just kill them. Huh! Oh crap. Eee! You're next.
1,000,000 dongs. Oh boy.
Okay. Took a little damage there. Nothing we can't recover from. We don't have an abundance of health items, but we don't need to get in too many more fights right now, so whatever. What difficulty is this? This is just regular fear and hunger. Okay, I want to check something here. Okay, man, we are pretty close to developing the lantern flail as well, which is a crazy powerful item. Mega Mini Mocha, thank you for the subscription. Hunky Bill Nye, thank you for the subscription. Hello, Super iPatch, or this is from Alf Rules. Wow, that's something to get in on. Hello, Super iPatch Wolf. Have you listened to Cave Story rap walkthrough yet? No, I have not. That sounds kind of insane. Interesting. Hi, John, longtime fan. Just want to subscribe. Here, you mangle my username. Does this sound like mangling your username? Mega Mini Mecha Mocha? Fuck, I think I actually did it. Hell yeah. What a run I'm on today. Heroin sword. Heroin sword. Fragment, rotten meat, 0_awakening. Thank you so much for the gift subs. That's incredibly kind. Lavender, red herb. Okay, Henrik has not transformed yet. For Almer's sake. You startled me. I'm always happy to see your glorious figure, love. Oh, excuse me? But give me a little warning next time, alright? Now if you'll excuse me. Wow, do you think Henrik's like into muscular ladies? Man, what a weirdo, am I right, guys? I mean, who would like that? He'd probably go to that muscle girl bar in Japan, like some kind of loser. Never catch me in an establishment like that. That's for sure. Wait, is there a muscle girl bar in Japan? I mean, how would I have that information, Jesse Ellie? And you certainly would not find answers on my Instagram at super_eyepatch_wolf. That's for damn sure. All right, John, saw the pics of you there on X. A fan recognized you. I just remembered. Oh, what? Wait. Someone posted pictures of me on Twitter at the Muscle Girl bar? I didn't know that. That's pretty funny. pretty sure Sea Dog went there. He did, yeah. He actually gave me some advice. And we've been through this a bunch of times. Okay, so now we got to go find the food storage, but we will use that opportunity to search out a bunch of other shit in here. Now we got to avoid this decrepit priest. This guy isn't that dangerous, but we have nothing to gain by killing him right now, so we're not going to. Found a dragoon helmet. Oh, nice. Okay, this is a good run so far. We've been getting great items. This ornament lantern. So then we get a bunch of food, and I think we tell Henrik about the food. I've still never been able to figure out what the deal is with this basement, and it drives me insane. And I know I say that every time we come here, it still drives me insane. Thought you were going to continue your Fear and Hunger 1 run. I will continue that run at some point, but I basically, there's just some stuff I want to try on these runs for the video. But yeah, we'll return. Don't worry. We'll return to Hunger 1. We'll return to Look Outside. Alchemical Volume 3. Nice. I think it's one that we really want. Book of Enlightenment. Oh, cool. That will actually make things a lot easier for us. Recipes for the 15th century. Cool, cool. Where does the Jenkins butler come from too? Yeah, he's such a weird one. I find that butler so, like, unsettling. If you bring Osa here, he implies that the orbs might be something to do with the gods of the depths from Fear and Hunger 1. Interesting, 31 Mod 13. Thank you for the tip. Plank shield. Oh, nice. Well, it's not the best item, but it'll be useful for the moment. Skin Bible of rare. Yes. Okay, I wanted that. Because I've never used the golden gates, and I really want to try and get good enough with rare to do some golden gate shit. Good evening, fellow Irishmen from Erste Cavalier. The way you said that makes it feel like you're not Irish, but you're trying to you're trying to pass yourself off as one. Good evening, fellow Irishmen. The mayor must have gathered all this together when shit hit the fan. You could barricade yourself in here for months with this much goodies. I'll pick up the ingredients for a great dinner. For how many people? Maybe 14, just in case. Yeah. Hey, I also found something interesting. Maybe you'll find a use for these. You got the sewer keys. I figure you could get to the city with these. In any case, I'll head back to the train in a minute. Don't forget to join for dinner. Cool, cool. Greetings, human. How is your humaning today? From Mr_Doctor. That's pretty good. Have you given any thoughts about Ori 9 anywhere yet? I have not played Resident Evil 9. So what keeps happening me is I keep wanting to play it at night, and then I keep falling asleep because I'm still kind of jet lagged. Okay, so everything I'm hearing about it makes me think I'm going to like it, especially the grace sections. But yeah, we'll see. How are people in excuse me? How are people in chat feeling about it? It's pretty good. I like how there's now a bunch of people in chat pretending to be human. Best game since 7. Grace's actress an amazing, excellent video game, passes the time. It's an horror game that looks awesome, but I will forever be too much of a coward to play it. Leon Kenna, daddy. That's pretty funny. Okay. I loved it all to the last chapter. Kind of feels like the platonic ideal of Resident Evil to me. Not out there, but excellence and competence all the way through. I'm really looking forward to playing it. I'm gonna play some this weekend. I have nothing to do tomorrow, which I'm so fucking excited about. I was gonna meet a friend for dinner who I was really looking forward to seeing, but he had to cancel. But then secretly I was kind of slightly glad, you know, that kind of way, because I'm still jet lagged and fucked up, and it's gonna be nice just to do nothing all day. I might frame a picture, chat. Pigs. Oh, what? Huh. Well, we have nice defense. Oh damn. Shit. I got distracted by chat. I don't really want to fight this guy. I can probably kill him though. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to... We'll just take this to be safe, and let's go, fucker. More health than I would have thought. Man, Bella just fucking taking names. John, there's an Irish director I work with who wished me a good weekend today after IM, and I replied, "You too, good sir," now realizing he might take it as a dig at how Irish people talk. Am I cooked? CBFire99, let me tell you, no Irish person I have ever met has used the phrase good sir. I think you might be thinking of the English. So, with your director, no, I don't think you're cooked. With me, absolutely, buddy. You're done. You're not done. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's saying it notions. No, it's worse. It's English. Skin Bible Almare. Okay. Soulstone. Nice. Okay. And what is more notions than the English? The English don't have notions. The English are just the English. That's a different thing. Again, only people who are raised in Ireland are subject to notions. Only people steeped in Irish culture and enduring that whole rigmarole are subject to notions. Americans cannot have notions. The English cannot have notions. It's just not in your DNA, and that's a good thing. Okay. Fucking just murdering people. Oh shit. Oh god. Oh god! Oh, that makes things harder. So, we have lost a leg, which means we have lost the ability to run, and that is very bad. That's going to make parts of this game so much more difficult, but I guess we're just gonna get through it as a family. I also have no way to staunch the bleeding. But things are taking a turn, everybody. Looks like we might not be doing quite as good as we thought. America itself is notions. No, the Americans are just Americans. They don't have... The Americans do not have the innate internal shame it takes to feel notions. And I love that about them. I really do. Come on, bandage. Can you not duct tape your wound, Abella? I thought you were tough. That's it, John. Gaslight yourself to victory from Anton Hannah. Listen, gaslighting myself to victory has worked plenty of times before, and there's no reason to think it won't work now, okay? Sure could use. Leave me alone. Come on. Skin Bible Grogroth. Oh, remind me, chat. Can I always forget. Can I use a rare mark here? I know it's not going to do anything, but I needed to raise my my affinity at rare. I really feel like there is a thing similar to notions in Russia. I deeply relate to your descriptions of the phenomenon. Yeah, I would believe that. I would believe that Russians carry the capacity to understand notions. Can't on the swirl ones. Okay. So for here, I guess we'll just go with Almer. I don't think there's much else down here. Vegetable pie. I need not pies, I need bandages. Shithole, don't need there. And then that's back down there. And we're hungry. Do I have a cloth fragment? Oh shit, where'd I get that? Hell yeah. Okay, everything's back to being great. Okay, this time. Beautiful. Beautiful! That's a lot of sickles. I wonder... My wife is half Irish. Is that notions? If she was was she raised here? Is that the deal? So, oh, you need loads of stuff for that. So then, okay, all we need is a broomstick, and I think I know a couple of places we can find them. If we get a broomstick, we can basically... oh, a ring of wraiths! Oh my god! Oh, what a run! Holy shit! I'm too scared to go to the... Actually, yeah, let's go recruit the goat. As an American, visiting an Irish pub once every 5 years makes me practically Irish. Hey, look, I know a lot of Americans who would not have the self-awareness to make that joke. You're alright. I don't really want to set off Vile, but no, I'm okay. Yes, it's time to achieve GOAT. Huh. Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. I think we need his key to get into the basement is the only thing. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a critical hit on it, but we probably will not. Oh shit! Wow. Okay, we're getting such great like. This is such a great run so far in terms of like how Abella's decked out. It's so funny to me that Venushka can regrow your limbs, but it can't cure your addiction to heroin. Is it not? It's Sylvian that helps you regrow limbs, right? Venushka does the tree shit. Okay, I think we gotta take this guy on, chat. Let me see what. Oh, we have a bear trap. Boom! And let's take his head. What's your plan for your party? What's the plan? I mean, Levi kind of sucks, but he's easy to get. Marina's always a solid bet. Marco, also solid. So maybe Marina, Marco, and Dan. I'll see. I'll see. Let's grab some books. And we're drawing rare, which I believe is this one. Yes. So now we talk to that dude. Oh, is there shit we can get here? I forget. Okay, not there. So this is in the rare dimension, and you can reach here by drawing like rare shit on the floor, and there's a bunch of rare dimensions where you can teleport there, but they don't really do anything. And I wonder in the update, will more shit be added to the rare dimensions? Okay, we gotta go. We're doing good. But you know, guys, I think I'm going to call it there for today because I got some stuff to do this evening. But hell of a start to a promising run. Ooh. Let's see who we got.
$1,000,000 dongs. Oh boy.
Was waiting for you to die.
Well, it's never happening. _dinner. My days of dying on fear and hunger on stream are over. We got. Oh, we haven't rated Tango in a while. Let's do that. Shut up, you. Okay, guys, that's me done. I will see you guys same time next week. I will still be wearing an eye patch. I love you all. Have a great weekend, okay?